I'd like to start by asking if you are into sports. And if you are, you should get into the TAC. We have over 200 members who are dedicated to assisting youth and sports. I'm Doug MacArthur, and I'm very honored that the Tacoma Athletic Commission would name a Lifetime Achievement Award for me. It indicates that much of a person's life has been spent productively, and in this instance, in sports. Taking a look at the past recipients really gives you a good idea of what this award is all about. Ruggles Larson, who was one of the first Golden Gloves amateur boxers in the area. Angie Eichholz, who was active in track and field and went on to become the first woman president of the Tacoma Athletic Commission. Stan Naccarato and Ken Still, who were legendary in golf and baseball. The great Dick Hanula, who seemingly never lost a swim meet to anyone his entire career. Bob Robertson, the voice of sports in Tacoma and the voice of the Cougars. And Joe Stortini, a championship coach, baseball and football player, and slow pitch world champion. So then, why me? Well, when I was a youngster, I grew up in a logging camp 25 miles northeast of Bellingham on the edge of Mount Baker National Forest. We never had a field to play on. We never had a hoop to shoot through. The only sport I knew anything about was fishing. But there was a savior in that because we had radio. And Leo Lassen, the voice of the Seattle Rainiers, made a lasting impression upon me. I'll never forget his phrase, back, 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 and it's over. My first job was sports director of KTAC Radio. And in fact, every job that I held in my life was surrounded by sports. I was supervisor at athletics for Metro Parks after that. I became director of athletics at my alma mater, the University of Puget Sound, for 13 years at that. And I also formed my own business, Mac Northwest, a sports promotion firm, and we spent much of our time with local sports, including founding the Safeco Classic, the LPGA golf tournament, and most of all, conducting the campaign to make the Tacoma Dome a dome of our own. Yes, sports have been good to me. I am grateful and appreciative. My lifetime has been a ball, and I hope this achievement award inspires someone else to be involved for a lifetime of their own in sports, and more sports.
Tacoma Athletic Commission instituted the Amateur Athlete of the Year Award in 1987. I'm Dick Hanula and was so honored by TAC to have the award named after me. In recognizing the best amateur athletes of Tacoma-Pierce County, it also is recognizing and encouraging all amateur athletes in our area. Amateur athletes train and compete for the best of reasons, the love of the sport and the love of competition. I coached thousands of athletes in the sport of swimming over my lifetime. These athletes sacrificed a great amount of time and effort to succeed, and that effort was both physical and mental. Sports represent a great arena to test and prepare for life's challenges, the ability to adjust to both the winning and the losing. Success and failures are arguably best learned in athletics. Failure is essential in the learning process, and I believe amateur athletics present the greatest opportunities for these life lessons. Congratulations to all Tacoma Pierce County athletes, and a special congratulations to this year's winners.
For some time now, he's been locked in a battle of wills against time. Time said, "Stay down, you've had enough." The pro's pro said, "Not yet, I haven't." He's walked the planet for 89 years, and when he entered the radio booth at Martin Stadium for one of the final times, it had his name on it. And when he walks into the booth at Cheney Stadium, home of the Tacoma Rainiers, his name is there too. And in Spokane, where the Indians play, the broadcast booth says the same thing. It says Bob Robertson.
To do anything for 52 years, you have to love it. Do you still love it?
I do, yes, I do love it, and it's special.
The WSU numbers alone boggle the mind. 52 years doing Cougar football games, an astounding 564 consecutive games broadcast at one point. But the numbers don't tell you this. When Bob Robertson was at the top of his game, he was something to behold. Handsome and fidgety, with wavy hair and pent-up energy, restless, pacing like a lion in a wheat field.
It's all this afternoon's football game between the Washington State Cougars and the University of Idaho.
Attacking the game.
And here come the Cougars.
No color guy, no spotter, no TV monitors, hardly any notes.
Wide side to the left.
Just a crystal clear mind.
Both ways, Jack Thompson at quarterback.
Clicking on all cylinders.
He hit on the 30, had to fight his way to get back inside the 30-yard line.
And that gravelly, raspy roll.
Gilliman Dorning in the backfield. Back to pass goes Thompson.
A rolling staccato rhythm. Like a chainsaw carving Cougar gold. And keeping track of the numbers, incredibly, an abacus.
They didn't have computers in those days. You couldn't speed through that stuff.
Thompson sets the team. They're in a power I formation.
We have won some, we've lost some.
And here come the Cougars.
We've been brave about the ones we lost and happy and celebratory about the ones we've won.
Ball is caught by Mays. He's gone. 10-5. Touchdown. To pass goes Leaf. Here's the rush. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown.
The Cougars win the Apple Cup. The Cougars are going wild. The fans are storming the field. Washington State.
In 2011, Matt Chasano stepped in as the new play-by-play voice of the Cougs.
You know, I didn't know Bob personally, but I knew his work, and he's as good as there has ever been at this.
Bob's role was reduced. He became an analyst, but he stayed where he belonged, in front of a mic.
But you probably see, what, a fade pattern or a slant? What do you think, Bob?
Well, you know me, I like to get somebody up at the line of scrimmage, square up your shoulders and hit the hole.
When we first getting used to each other, he said, "Where do you want me to sit?" And I said, "Bob, where do you want me to sit? You know, this is your broadcast."
Hey.
Kevin Richardson.
Kevin, glad to see you.
I do the color for San Jose State.
Radio people seek him out these days to learn, to pay homage.
I have the goodbye Chambay call on my phone right here.
Chambay, the running back. Chambay right there. Snap, hand off. Chambay up the middle. He's open. Goodbye, Chambay. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Washington State.
So any advice for the up-and-comer
what do you
right
got
here?
for me?
I always tell young guys that want to get into the business, I say, before the kickoff or the first pitch or whatever, be sure you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Bob did basketball for many years, memorably.
And Bob says, "These officials are so bad I can smell them from here." You know, I'm going like, okay, you know.
And for decades, he did soccer and hockey.
There's a pitch on the right, swinging a long fly ball.
And lots of baseball.
Way back to the wall, going, it is gone. It's a home run.
Last week, he announced his retirement from WSU football broadcasts.
As of this moment, I have now asked the athletic department at Washington State University to list me as a retired former sportscaster for the Cougars. When you get to be 90, there aren't too many running around asking, "Do you have a 90-year-old sportscaster we can hire?"
But before that happened, I posed a rather obvious question to my broadcasting hero and got a heart-wrenching response.
Is there a moment? Is there a favorite moment of all? Not necessarily the biggest game, but is there a moment that you revere?
Oh, gosh, there's so many of them now. It's just too many I have to go through. And it's, you know, if you wrap that off, I can tell you one.
You okay, Bob?
Was when I met my wife. I'm sorry.
No, don't you be sorry about that. She was lovely.
Yeah, she was my wife.
Her name was Joanne. They were married in 1952 and spent 59 years together. She died 7 years ago. Bob has never been the same. For most of his 52 years at WSU, he has ended each broadcast with a signature sign-off. And as starstruck fans will do, I asked the Pros Pro, a man who became a legend the hard way, the honest way, to say it one more time.
Eric and all of you Cougars out there, don't forget to always be a good sport. Be a good sport, always. So long.
Like a chainsaw carving Cougar gold.